Good evening. How great is the Human Rights Campaign? How great is Chad Griffin? Chad Griffin is an equality superhero. He has done things that I did not think we could do. And he has led this organization with insight and vision and energy and courage. Let's go all give him a big round of applause. Chad Griffin. He's going to do more great things. To our Gala co-chairs, Kristen Hurd, Greg Battaglia, and Gary Hilbert, let's give them a big round of applause. We have a number of elected officials here today, but we have some new members in Congress, and they are important because they are the cavalry that has come to Washington. Jerry Nadler and Sean Patrick Maloney and Congressman Malinkowski. Let's give them a round of applause. And I am blessed to have colleagues in the state government, the state legislature, the Assembly, and the Senate, who are truly national leaders, and they're here today. Senator Brad Hoylman, Assemblyman Dick Gottfried, Assemblyman Chuck Levine, Assemblymember Harry Bronson. We have our great honorees tonight that I am very pleased to be part of. Amanda Stenberg, let's give her a big round of applause. And the Legacy Award goes to Jordan Roth. Let's give him a round of applause. Now, Jordan and I go back a long time. We're personal friends. And I actually have a creative side. Politics, no, I do. I don't look like I do. I don't act like I do, but I do. You know, a creative side in politics really isn't accustomed, and they don't really give you a lot of opportunity to express your creative when you're in politics. When you do, you tend to get into trouble. But I write on the side. And I've written a few things, and since I didn't really have a creative outlet, I would go to Jordan and tell him the things that I was writing. I wrote a little piece about a person who was running a shoe store and ran into some trouble, and then met a drag queen who said you should do shoes for drag queens. I called it Funky Boots, I called it. He liked the idea. I think you see it somewhere in Kinky Boots. I did Claiborne Heights. Claiborne Heights was my idea. It was a juxtaposition of how when African Americans moved into white neighborhoods, destabilized white neighborhoods, and now you have whites that are moving into gentrify African American neighborhoods, and that juxtaposition I played with Claiborne Heights. He did Claiborne Park, which is nice. I don't know that it has the same juxtaposition of heights, but it was nice. I wrote a piece, Angels in New York. He did Angels in America. But, you know, I don't think the idea is what's really important, or the creativity or the writing. I think it is the production. And Jordan won 4 Tony Awards. Congratulations. I actually don't think they should be called Tonys. They're named for Antoinette Perry. I would have called them Antoinettes, which I think has more class and a certain decor to it. Or Perrys, but Tonys, maybe Anthony's, but I didn't get Tonys, but I don't know that it matters. But congratulations to all of you. And look, congratulations to what the HRC has done. I was just speaking with Chad Griffin about the tremendous progress that has been made over the past few years. I mean, it has been a societal shift. If anyone told me 10 years ago we would have made the progress we made, it has been phenomenal. But something funny happened on the way to the party. And what happened is spelled T-R-U-M-P. That's what happened on the way to the party. Now, what's worse than just one man's ideology is it's not really about just President Trump. He has brought an extreme, ultra-conservative philosophy to Washington that is looking to impose its will on this country, which, by the way, is totally hypocritical to conservative theory, right? Conservative theory is limited government. Leave it to the states, leave it to individuals. They have this schizophrenic conservative view, which is this activist conservatism that is going to be imposed on you. And every night you turn on the news and you see a different story about what this administration is doing. There is no different story. There's one storyline. I have a brother named Chris Cuomo. He does CNN. He's on at night. If you happen to watch him, I would appreciate it if you could tweet to him, "I only watch you because I like your brother." But I say to Chris, you run a story every night, like we're surprised every night, every day. There's nothing to be surprised about. What they are doing and what they are is very consistent. They're saying, I have my own worldview, and we're going to impose it on you. They believe their religion is right. And if you don't agree with them, your religion is wrong. They started with day one with the Muslim ban. That is not an approved religion according to them. They have their own idea of ethics and morality, and they oppose abortion. So they want to pack the Supreme Court so they can stop abortion because they are right and because you are wrong. They have their own view on lifestyle. And they are anti-LGBTQ, period. They do not approve of that lifestyle, and they're going to impose it on you. They believe they should dictate who are Americans. And these new Americans, well, they don't qualify as Americans to them. The height of arrogance is forgetting where you came from. We are all immigrants in this country. Unless you are a Native American, we are all immigrants. And the great irony is, they do this in the name of America. They wrap themselves in the flag. America is the exact opposite. The American values were equality for all, freedom of religion, freedom of expression, discrimination of none, e pluribus unum. We will all come together and we will find the commonalities and not the differences. They are repugnant to the vision of this nation. This is not New York speaking. They're not just anti-New York, they are anti-American. That's who they are, and let's call it for what it is. And what is worse, I don't even believe it is a genuine mentality or orientation. I believe it's a political tactic, and it's the oldest, most insidious political tactic in the world. It's called divide and conquer. People are afraid of differences. It is human nature. We're afraid of people who speak a different language, who are of a different race, different religion, different lifestyle, and they fan those flames of fear and division. divide and conquer. It is dangerous. It has to be stopped. It's nothing to be trifled with. And New York State is the state to stand up and call it for what it is and stop them. I am proud to be the governor of the state of New York this state has done more than any state in the United States to advance the rights of the LGBTQ community, period. And Chad is right, from the first big state to pass marriage equality, to opposing conversion therapy, to opposing the gay panic defense, to more appointments of LGBTQ people than ever before. We lead the way, and we are the resistance to what they're doing. And every step they take, we're going to take an equal and opposite step towards equality. They're going to roll back Roe v. Wade. You watch. That's what Gorsuch was about. That's what Kavanaugh is about. They're going to roll back Roe v. Wade. 46 years affirmed by the Supreme Court time after time after time. As recently as 2016, they're going to roll it back. We just passed a law in the state of New York called the Reproductive Health Act, incorporating the Roe v. Wade rights in this state. They want to be anti-immigrant. We're suing them for separating families at the border. We're suing them for separating families at the border, and we just passed the DREAM Act to provide an education to our dreamers in this state. Let them go to college, let them flourish, let them do well, and raise us all. They want to read the Constitution of the United States to say that everybody should have a gun. I love their answer. What's the answer to gun violence? More guns. What's the answer to school shootings? Give the teacher a gun. I want to see this movie. A bad guy walks into the back of the classroom with a gun. The teacher's in the front of the classroom also has a gun. And now they have a shootout with the students in the middle. This is insanity, what they are talking about. Insanity. The Constitution says, yes, we have a Second Amendment, but yes, states can pass reasonable regulation. We passed the toughest, smartest gun control law in the United States of America, called the SAFE Act. And we just passed a new gun control law called the Red Flag Law that gives us even more protection. They have a right to the Second Amendment. Well, we have a right to be safe, and our families have a right to be safe. They want to ban transgender people from the military. We just signed the gender law saying that you cannot discriminate against transgender individuals. And we want to take it a next step further. They oppose marriage equality. Fine, that's their point of view. We passed it, it's the law. We now want to take it the next step, which is to issue an order of parentage, which will protect the rights of surrogates and give a surrogate the right, a legal right prior to the birth of the baby. So once a surrogate commits, we know that that is committed in law, and we have legal rights and protections. And at the end of the day, we are going to win. We are going to win. Because it's also this simple. As complicated as it seems, it's this simple. President Trump and his people sell fear and division. Fear and division. They sell it 10 different ways, but that's what they sell. In New York, we believe in love and unity. That's what we believe. And at the end of the day, love beats hate every time. And the motto of this state is now, there is no hate in our state. I love New York because New York loves you. Thank you and God bless you.